many of the most intelligent, creative, and high-performing people unknowingly sabotage their success, not because they lack knowledge, but because they neglect something even more critical: charisma. They assume intelligence is enough, but the research proves otherwise. The Psychology of Charisma. Dr. Susan Fiske of Princeton found that humans subconsciously evaluate two key traits in every first impression: warmth. Can I trust you? Competence. Can I rely on you? To be truly charismatic, and therefore persuasive, influential, or even memorable, you must master the perfect balance of both. Let's break down the detailed psychology of charisma, how body language shapes trust, and what the world's most magnetic communicators do differently. The power of a real smile. Not the mouth, but the eyes. Research shows that the most authentic and contagious smile isn't about whether your teeth show, it's whether your eyes crinkle. A smile that reaches the upper cheek muscles and creates crow's feet, known as a Duchenne smile, activates trust and emotional resonance. Fake smiles. Mouth upturned, eyes dull. No emotional impact. Right arrow. Real smiles. Eye crinkles, cheeks lifted. Subconscious joy transfer. Right arrow. In fact, studies show that viewers feel happier just by looking at a genuine smile, proof that emotions are contagious through facial micro-expressions. Practical tip: in your LinkedIn or dating profile, skip the awkward, halfway smiles. Instead, either go neutral or make sure your smile includes those eye crinkles. How social rejection affects physiology and performance. Ever felt judged in a meeting and suddenly forgot your words? That's not just nerves, it's biology. When someone gives you a social rejection cue, like eye rolling, turning their body away, crossing arms, or looking bored, your brain goes into survival mode. Your field of vision expands, pupils dilate, cortisol spikes, and mental clarity plummets. Your body literally starts scanning for escape routes. But here's the fix. Labeling the cue, that was an eye roll, or that was a contempt smirk, calms the amygdala. Research from UCLA shows that simply naming the emotional cue reduces its neurological grip. This means you regain control mentally and emotionally. The lid flex, your secret weapon of deep engagement. When people widen their eyes, it signals fear. When they narrow or tighten their lower eyelids, it signals intense focus or scrutiny. This subtle movement, known as a lid flex, shows someone has shifted from passive listening to active evaluation. It's the difference between someone hearing you and someone truly seeing you. If you spot it, pause. Invite questions. Clarify. If you want to use it, narrow your eyes slightly when saying something important. It signals thoughtfulness and depth. This cue appears constantly on magazine covers, movie posters, and even the infamous blue steel face, because it works. Why warmth before competence builds? Real influence. Smart people often lead with facts, credentials, or data. But here's the catch: if others don't feel warmth first, your competence threatens rather than inspires. To build real connection. First, show warmth. True smiles, eye contact, open gestures, vocal warmth. Then, demonstrate competence. Through clarity, facts, credibility. The moment someone feels you get me, they open the door to teach me. Space zones. Why video calls exhaust you. There are 4 primary zones of human spatial interaction. Intimate zone 0 to 18 inches. Personal zone 1.5 to 4 feet. Social zone 4 to 12 feet. Public zone 12 plus feet. On video calls, we unintentionally violate these norms, often sitting too close to the webcam, putting viewers in the intimate zone too fast. This unconsciously triggers discomfort and fatigue. Fix. Sit 18 inches to 3 feet from your camera to stay in the social zone. You'll instantly appear more respectful, calm, and professional. The trust signal most people forget: showing your hands. Humans have a primal instinct. If I can't see your hands, I can't trust you. This is why the most successful Shark Tank pitchers walked into the room with a visible wave, handshake gesture, or open palms, whereas less successful ones had hands in pockets, behind their backs, or hidden behind props. According to gesture research by Dr. Susan Golden Meadow, hand gestures are more than decoration. They reduce cognitive load, improve fluency, emphasize key points, increase credibility, make your message more memorable. Even when you're not aware, your brain is scanning. Can I trust this person's hands? Gestures as a charisma amplifier, not jazz hands. Hand gestures are your body's highlighter. Used properly, they emphasize important points and boost your vocal delivery. But be careful. Too much movement, for example, exaggerated jazz hands, lowers credibility. Ideal use. Open palm gestures when greeting. Subtle mirror gestures when explaining complex ideas. Numbers paired with fingers. 3 things. Upward motion for enthusiasm, downward for seriousness. Fun fact: when people couldn't use their hands in a study, their vocabulary shrank, they stumbled more, and their confidence dropped. Charisma on video. Where most professionals go wrong. Many professionals try to appear neutral on video: minimal expression, tight posture, monotone voice. The result? They seem cold, untrustworthy, and forgettable. What works instead? Visible hand gestures. Authentic facial expressions, especially around the eyes. Vocal variety, speed, tone, warmth. Balanced space framing, not too close, not too distant. Even a friendly hey wave at the start of a Zoom call is enough to double someone's impression of your warmth. Charisma isn't optional. It's your delivery system. You can be the most brilliant person in the room, but if you can't trigger trust and connection, no one will listen long enough to realize it. Charisma is not a personality trait. It's a communication system. Warmth opens the door. Competence earns respect. Nonverbal cues anchor belief. Gestures energize delivery. Space, eye contact, and vocal tone build intimacy. And labeling rejection cues gives you control. When you master this system, you stop second-guessing yourself. You stop over-explaining and start influencing. Final thought: confidence is not a feeling. It's the result of control. Control over your cues. Control over your reactions. Control over how you interpret the room. That's how the world's most charismatic people lead, with quiet power, precise delivery, and deeply human connection. Even if you're introverted. Even if you're awkward. Especially if you're smart.